Credibly is an agri-tech company whose digital crowdfunding solution is helping to improve access to finance in agriculture, enabling farmers to interface with potential funders. The founder, Barun Baker, joins us now to tell us how this works. Barun, good morning. Welcome to Smile.
Hi, good morning, Simone. Thanks a lot.
Good to have you. So tell me a little bit about Barun first. 15 years of industry experience in business communications and operational management. Yes. You have a strong focus on software engineering. Farming technology is interesting. How did you decide to lend your experience to this area?
So about 12 years ago, I actually got interested in applying technology to agriculture. So at that time, I was looking at the issue of predial larceny and seeing if something could be done with technology to combat the issue. I learned a whole lot in the process. We didn't quite solve the issue, but it was extremely insightful. I started speaking to a lot of farmers, and some things I learned were, this is a noble cause you've chosen, predial larceny, but it's not our number one issue. So I learned through the process that it's really about access to market and access to finance. And here I am several years later working on tackling this issue.
That's really interesting. So you set out on a different mission, and in doing your research, you realized that you were tackling the wrong mission and there was something more immediate that you had to address. How did that kind of reroute you in terms of the technology you were looking to develop? And how did you go about that process before you launched Farm Credibly?
So in terms of even the technology, I would say the technology has come a long way since where it was 12 years ago. Nowadays, there are things that are possible that really weren't at that time, and this is really what has propelled me to start Farm Credibly and formalize it, and I've seen good interest so far. To make a long story short, we won towards the end of 2017 a hackathon that was organized by NCB and IBM, and they were really exposing us to technology and asking us to solve problems around it, and we found a really good use case. And it's not to say that everything, even though things have changed since 12 years ago, things continue to change today, and as an entrepreneur, we're constantly learning about the market, about people, and the product is constantly being tweaked.
So tell us how it works.
So essentially, we have a platform that allows persons, no matter where they are, to fund a farm in Jamaica. We have a database where we've developed profiles on several farmers, and it's kind of a vetting process where we're deciding what the good candidates are, what are low-risk situations where we can kind of inject capital, because we recognize that the traditional financial institutions lend less than 2% in the sector. And there are farmers that are productive and would be more productive with access to capital. So that's really where our interest is.
So I have a farm. I go onto Farm Credibly. I say I have a farm that's X acres. Mm-hmm. I'm underbanked and I'm underfunded. Can you please help me get access to funding? You then create what you call it now? Some kind of profile around me, and then you interface with whom for me to be able to get this funding?
So far we've mainly seen traction from the Jamaican diaspora in the US and Canada. Yeah,
you mean definitely. Like from individuals who are investing in people's farms?
Absolutely, from individuals, and even small organizations. So there's an organization called Beyond the Beach that is funding things as groups of persons in the Caribbean. They didn't have any footprint in Jamaica yet, and we've allowed this through our farmer platform.
And so what's the trade-off, Barun? Because if I'm investing in your farm, then I'm looking for some type of a return, am I not?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a return of between 15 and 20% after a year. So that's 12 months after planting. And the crop that we're focused on is Scotch bonnet pepper, which has had a huge growth locally over the past several years.
As well as internationally. I find this interesting. So, absolutely. Okay, so I inject the capital. 15% in a year is really some nice equity. But this is the local market now. So are you looking to use Farm Credibly to help folks now to start exporting? Because international markets are also looking for Scotch bonnet pepper, mash, Scotch bonnet pepper and its derivatives. So are you looking to grow into that space?
You're absolutely right, Simone. Internationally, the demand for hot pepper mash is way up, and we are. You know, it really increases our profits even for our farm funders. When we are looking at the export market, the cost we get is, the price we get for the pepper is, you know, over twice as much. So absolutely, and some of our same contacts in the diaspora are helping these connections to be made. But I would say our model isn't dependent on that. So even with the local market, we're able to provide project these margins. And you're absolutely right. Export makes it that much greater. So it is also a part of our mission.
So let me ask you what kind of success you've seen from folks, because a lot of people are getting the memo now, Barun, that farming is, you know, it's sexy for young people, it's profitable, it's viable. So are you seeing increased movement on the platform, increased interest from even potential farmers?
Yes, absolutely. The demand has always been there from the farmer side. Persons are interested to know how they can get farming funding. 9 out of 10 farmers can't access loans typically. So I would say in terms of interest from a growing community of persons who want to fund farms, there's been a huge change in conversations and in interest since COVID. And I would say now in 2022, we're actually seeing traction to the point where persons who were interested in the past are ready to go and are showing that now. And I'm super happy. I think there is something kind of changing in the winds, and we're setting sail. You know?
Yeah, and you are behind that you as the agent of change, which is really fantastic, leveraging blockchain technology to provide impact investment to fund underbanked farmers in Jamaica. Is there a disclaimer you want to put in here? You know, you said 9 out of 10 farmers do not have access. Do you want to tell everybody who jumps onto the platform that it's not a guarantee, or is there any other disclaimer you want to plug in here?
Yes. So definitely, like I was saying, 9 out of 10 farmers will find themselves in a situation where they can't access capital. So it's not a situation typically where farmers just sign up and are able to access this. There's a vetting process. We're looking for experienced farmers who have access to markets and can show that. So if you're just trying a thing or thinking about going into a thing, or you know, you're a first-time farmer, you'll be, you know, very low on the list of potential candidates for this. So we're starting really small. We're starting with one farm in Trelawney, and we're just trying to fund an acre of pepper. And so that's what our campaign is about for all of April.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I'm really seeing good support so far for it. So I'm super excited.
Well, Barun, after this morning, you're going to kind of have to figure out where you're going to find the extra hands to deal with the extra traffic that's going to come in. Maybe you don't want to tell folks from now, what do you need to be considered and to be eligible for consideration? Is there any documentation? Do you need to have been in business for a year or two or more? What are some of the criteria that people need to know before they start to jump on?
So I would say definitely anyone can join our network, get on our website and click sign up. You can fill out a quick form and then we can be in touch. For farmers, it is a long process, and right now we are super focused on funding for one farm. We're proving our model and then growing from there. So it's not that we're able to solve everyone's problems on day one. But everything starts with that first step.
Yep.
So definitely get in touch. We are not a financial institution or an investment house, so we don't offer. Another big disclaimer is that we're not offering investment advice here, but we do collect a lot of information and make it available for persons.
Yeah.
So definitely reach out, and if you're a farmer, get see if there are even members of the family in the diaspora who might be interested in getting on board as farm funders.
Yeah.
So yes, we want farmers to sign up, but we also want farm funders to reach out, ask their questions. You know, we know it's a big step, so we're definitely here to help with that process.
Yeah, I've always heard, and I called his name now, Don Webby, the head of Grace Kennedy, talk about agriculture being a big game changer for Jamaica and what it can do for Jamaica's GDP. And he's always spoken about the importance of the diaspora in funding projects just like this. So I find this to be a really great initiative. Varun, kudos to you. You start and then you scale, because I know this is going to blow up as a big, big project. And we have to say thank you.
Thanks so much, Simone.
Yeah.
Great.
It's great to see Jamaicans just trying to, you know, change the game and move the needle and help the folks who need not the handout, but the hand up. And this program is a way to do that. So thank you very much, Varun Baker, founder and CEO of Farm Credibly. No problem, guys. You can check them out. Instagram, it's at Farm Credibly. The website is farmcredibly.com. And you can email Varun at varun.baker@gmail.com. Up next, the Elephant March. Nefril and I will be elephant marching, apparently. I don't know. We'll be right back. Soon come.